And Tiki, I got to tell you, I think that the Yankees now, I have not said this in a long time. I have not felt it. I think the Yankees right now, to me, are one more power move away, and that would be left field, from feeling like a team that could actually win a championship. You could say that and not feel as if you're, conjuring up some belief that is not real. That was a big one.
How much do you think that the noise around the Yankees not spending contributed to this in some capacity?
I think it's massive. Listen, I think there's a couple things that happened with Hal. Number one, hearing the boos in the Bronx, I think that's going to rattle you a little bit. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what kind of profile you want to keep in terms of being off the radar. And he's very much not a hands-on guy, owner like his dad. But you cannot help but hear that. So number one, I think almost losing Aaron Judge, I think that was a reminder like, woof, okay, that was pretty close. I better make sure that I start to change things here. And he promised Judge, listen, we'll give you the 9th year. We're going to do some other things as well. We're not done, to hopefully inspire a little more belief in Judge to come back rather than bolt out west. And the other thing, and I believe this is a real factor. Hey, Stevie Cohen, appreciate you, buddy. I mean, we can laugh all we want, but the fact that Steve Cohen is spending the way that he is, Hal can't hide. Well, I think there's a lot of layers to it.
I think there's something to the fact that so many owners in Major League Baseball this offseason are saying, damn the luxury tax, I'm getting as close to it as I can. Or in Stevie Cohen's case, I'm blowing past it. Now, Stevie Cohen feels like they're spending prudently, whereas, say, the San Diego Padres, they feel like they're just, the Seidler out there feels like he's just spending to spend. Not necessarily, I don't know if there's a plan behind it, but he's getting as many stars as he can. And we talked about this the other day. He's trying to steal fandom, right? There's no Charger fans out there any longer. There's really no opposition in Southern California sports-wise. So if you're going to be a sports fan, be a Padres fan. And the only way you're going to attract that is with stardom. I get that.
Nope.
But I almost feel like Hal Steinbrenner, in addition to what you laid out, BT, is starting to see other owners spend a ton of money, which is making it okay for him to say, all right, well, we need to spend. We can do it. I don't know if they can do it, but if they're doing it, that means I need to do it as well. So it becomes an arms race, right? It's we always talk about like football, oh, it's a copycat league. Baseball, oh, it's a copycat league. Basketball, oh, everybody's trying to do the same thing. Baseball's the same way with the ownership. Once other people start spending money, it kind of gives you license to also spend money. They're not being financially prudent? Well, hell, I know I can weather it. I'm not going to be financially prudent, even though I don't say this is imprudence.
No, it's less than we were texting last night, and, the number that was floated out there was 200, so you figured that it would be a little bit below that. I thought it would be like 190-ish. Like, listen,
160 is a steal, dude.
Pretty good deal, and it's a steal for a guy. By the way, how about these numbers for Rodon? So Major League, not just, he was pitched in both leagues, obviously. So Major League ranks since the start of 2021, minimum 300 innings pitched. He's fourth in ERA. He's first in K percentage. He's second in opposing batting average, which to me is I've always leaned on that because that tells me how comfortable guys are in the batter's box against you. Second best since the start of the 2021 season. His fielding, I'm going to hit you with some nerdy stuff here, the FIP, which is the acronym for the Fielding Independent Pitching, whatever the hell that means. He's first. And F-WAR, which is basically just Fangraph's version of WAR, a few modifications, he is third. So all those numbers are really good. And then you get to this. Well, how's he pitch against the Astros? Now, we also leaned on when the Yankees acquired Montas, we said, well, he's pitched well against the Astros, and that didn't really mean much because Montas didn't show much with the Yankees. But
no, that's a bad reason to sign Frankie Montas.
I hear it. But he also showed some intermittent ace stuff with the A's, but I got you. We got a little overexcited about that. The 7 starts that Rodon's made against the Astros, 46 in the third innings, 1.55 ERA, with a whip that's barely over 100. I know I hit you with a lot of numbers. Here's the names you need to know. Cole, Rodon, Nasty, Sevy, Montas. Give me a better rotation than that.
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
At the end of the day, you got to try to beat the Astros in some way. You can outscore them, or you can keep them from scoring.
Well, think about this, Tiki. They just get Rodon and Verlander's in Queens. Mm-hmm. So, right there you start. But the Yankees need one more move. One power move. And I don't think Tatis is coming here. That would be insane. It's going to be a left fielder, and at that point, I think it's on.
Well, we were talking about this before we came on air, BT. The left fielder, I mean, Andrew Benintendi feels like the one that could be the easy answer because he played here last year. Obviously, he had the injury in the postseason, but he's 16, 15, 17 million dollars a year, whatever it is. It'll be marginal relative to the rest of the payroll.
You don't think he gets what Nimmo got? 20? You think the Mets paid a little more to keep their own here?
Yes, I do.
I think it's closer to 20 than 16 for Benintendi. It's not going to be 8 years for Benintendi.
Honestly, I don't know if that matters, right? Whether it's 17 or 18 or 19, whatever it is for Andrew Benintendi. But the thing I asked you, before we came on air, is do you think that this could be solved internally? Like Oswald Cabrera, who played everywhere last year. He was routing right. He played in infield. He was left fielder. Made some good plays out in left field as well.
He did.
Is he ready? Because if the Yankees are going to stay prudent, so not fly over, I think their current salaries are $230-ish, right? That's what it's projected to be. And then once ARB hits, it's going to be like $270. So if they want to keep it under, $300, does it make sense to let one of the young kids try to win that role as opposed to paying for talent?
Not in left field, and not for what the Yankees need. There's too many guys, and now you throw Rodon into the mix, who's 30. Mm-hmm. There are 4 guys on this team that are firmly in their prime making big money. Cole, Rodon, Judge, and Stanton. Mm-hmm. Now, it's one thing to give the kids a shot to win shortstop. Maybe you trade Torres, something I'm on the record for now for a while. It's something I would absolutely I'm not going to give him away because he's good, but that is a move that I can, and I don't want to give him big money down the road so I can justify trading him. I can work a couple of kids into the infield. I don't know that I can go into the 2022 season with legitimate championship aspirations and with the staff that we just ran through before and Judge and the others, even Rizzo. Well, Rizzo might be slightly past his. I forget, Rizzo's 33 too. So the time to win is now. And my answer to that is no. I want Reynolds from the Pirates or I want Benintendi. I don't want the Yankees to stop. And I've been telling you for 3 weeks, they're not going to. And this isn't about, oh, wow, what a prediction. You got one. No, I don't mean that. To me, it was so obvious that the Yankees were tired of being trapped in the same elevator. It is finally time to get off the floor and go to a different part of the building. Mm-hmm. And I think you do that certainly with Rodon, and you got to get a left fielder. You need a guy with bat-to-ball skill. Now, I like Cabrera, and I'm intrigued by Peraza, and obviously Volpe is going to be a masher. You hope that's the scouting report, but I can't go into the season missing that type of definitive intel. There's too much guesswork still. I want Cabrera super sub, but I need a left fielder that I know can bat first or second and go.
Yeah, and it feels then like the Yankees have a complete roster, but is it good enough? And again, peppering you as a Yankee fan with question, is it good enough to be a World Series team? Because that's all that matters. Is this Yankees now rotation, and with the addition of whoever it may be, whether it's Brian Reynolds or whether it's Benintendi, are they good enough to be a World Series team? Really specifically, can they beat the Astros? That's the question that matters.
Not if they don't
even
improve
though
the
it's
offense.
all speculative.
Not if they
forward.
don't improve they're a move away. And then my answer is absolutely yes. Now, World Series predictions are relatively meaningless. Who the heck knows? And I mean,
but that's all you think about as a Yankee, especially in the offseason when it doesn't matter. You're just speculating forward.
Yeah, and
right?
for me, it's true. And for me, it's more of a gut. Like, I think one thing, I'm very realistic with how I view my teams. I am. I mean, I'm not, this pie in the sky. Sometimes, if anything, I'd probably slant too negatively because that's just the way, I want it so badly, and I probably fixate on the flaws rather than giving the assets and the good things probably the proper context. And I think a lot of us actually do that. We've worked together over a decade. How many times have I actually said this Yankees team is supposed to get to the World Series?
Very few.
Exactly.
And even last year when they were fantastic.
I hated the team going into the season. I couldn't stand it. I was crushing their offseason plan. So to me, this is not anything more than understanding that the National League is much better than the American League. There are fewer teams that really can get in the Yankees' way. Until you beat the Astros, you haven't beaten them. But as long as left field is legit, then the Yankees have a shot. And finally, for the first time, I think you could really say this in years, a real shot. And I don't think they're done. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. Giants getting some help last night with Seattle going down. Of course, we're doing a ton of football, and we'll do it inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Look in the mirror. Be honest. Be honest. You didn't think Hal was doing this? I see the tweets. We get the calls. He's not going to spend. Yeah, he is. He's tired of it. They're going for it. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan.